Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, continuing to keep you guys updated on this search for a defensive coordinator. But first and foremost, as always, do me a favor, go ahead and smash that thumbs up. Press it just down below. I would greatly appreciate that. Also, if you are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out when we go live or drop new content. And if you really want to take it a step further, hit that little bell for notifications of when we do go live. But let's get into the coaching search. Al Washington's name obviously has been in the news the last couple of days. Rumor is that Tennessee made him an offer. Ohio State counter-offered. Tennessee offered more money, maybe some bells and whistles on the title. But apparently, according to Ohio State's side of things, Al Washington has said no. Is that 100% the case? I don't know. We'll continue to discuss that. Then, obviously, you had the Jimmy Himes tweet talking about Blake Baker at LSU. I didn't see anybody else talking about that, just Jimmy Himes, so I take it for what it's worth. But let's get into the new name that is trending when it comes to this coaching search, and that is Kacy Rodgers. Well, who exactly is Kacy Rodgers? Well, he is a VFL. He played at Tennessee. He's a Tennessee guy now in the NFL. We're going to take a look at his resume here shortly. But look, this name, it's a name that I mentioned a couple of days ago. I have seen some people talking about him. Not really any traction to that. It was just a name that got thrown around. It happens a lot when you're talking about a coach, and especially when they're a VFL and they have ties to Tennessee. Yesterday, on the Swain event, Jason Swain. Again, I'm not an expert, not an insider, but I do listen to people that are insiders, and I bring you that information, and we can form our own opinions about it. So that's what it's all about. But yesterday, Swain spent a lot of time talking about Kacy Rodgers, saying that why not pick up the phone and give him a call? Really driving home that, hey, Kacy Rodgers just won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, coaching the defensive line. Talked about the things he had done previous coaching stints, calling plays and what he would bring to the table. Last night, Austin Price, VolQuest.com, confirms on the message boards that Tennessee has, in fact, been in contact with Kacy Rodgers over the last 24 hours. So what does that mean? Let's take a look exactly who is Kacy Rodgers, and this is directly from Tampa Bay's website. First and foremost, hey, if this guy does come back home to Tennessee, that championship ring sure would look nice on his hand when it comes to recruiting. But let's take a look at what they say on Tampa Bay's website about Kacy Rodgers. Enters his second season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2020, where he will coach the team's defensive line. Now, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at where Tennessee is at, what Tennessee needs, and what this little bio says. Under Rodgers' watch, the defensive line set the foundation for the NFL's top run defense, which limited its opponents to 73.8 rushing yards per game. That's 3.26 yards per carry. That's something that Swain really drove home on yesterday's show when he was putting over Kacy Rodgers and just how good he is as a defensive-minded coach. He talked about, hey, look at the Super Bowl. Look at what Tampa Bay's defense did to that Kansas City offense. Absolutely shut it down. You skip down to the next little bit here, and this is something I like because, when we talk about Al Washington, and I'm still on board with Al Washington, I don't know that door is 100% closed. It appears so, but we'll see how that plays out. Al Washington was a gamble. He had never called plays, and that's something when you look here at this part of the bio, Rodgers spent the last 4 seasons serving as the defensive coordinator of the New York Jets, working under Bucs defensive coordinator Todd Bowles, then the Jets head coach. The Jets defense under Rodgers and Bowles posted one of the best run defenses in the NFL, holding teams to 4 yards a carry, 6th lowest figure in the NFL during that span. So 2 coaching stints, one as the Buccaneers defensive line coach, the other as the defensive coordinator for the Jets, both boasting one of the best run defenses in the NFL. Let's continue here. It says prior to his time with the Jets, he spent 7 seasons coaching the defensive line in Miami. During that time, the team posted 287 sacks, the 3rd highest mark in the NFL. And again, when you're looking at stats, I know it's a lot of numbers. You can pick and choose what you want, but at the same time, stats don't lie. It looks like when we go through this bio and what Kacy Rodgers brings to the table, it seems to be consistent. It goes down here below talking about his career with the Dallas Cowboys. And that's, I really just wanted to throw some numbers at you guys. Again, looking at his coaching stint, does this guy want to come back to college football? Does he want to? He coached at Tennessee Martin in the mid to late 90s, Northeast Louisiana in 98, Middle Tennessee State in 99. Arkansas was his last stint in college football almost 20 years ago in 2002 as the defensive line coach. Since then, he's been in the NFL. Does Kacy Rodgers want to come back to college football? Does he want to really spend his time recruiting, or is he more about X's and O's, coaching ball? I don't know. Something that a poster on VolQuest said this morning and got absolutely roasted for it. Is there any chance you get Kacy Rodgers and Al Washington both? And I know you guys are going to laugh. I laughed. I read it. I thought it was hysterical. I thought there is absolutely no way you get Kacy Rodgers and Al Washington both. If Al Washington turned us down, if Al Washington turned down $1.5 million, if Al Washington turned down a title of defensive coordinator, assistant head coach, talks about stability at Ohio State, his dad played there. I can run down the list of excuses. We've already done that on this channel. Why would Al Washington come with Kacy Rodgers? And again, I'm listening to Swain this morning, and he says the words, I'd go after both of them. Well, yesterday, Jason Swain was talking about, I would call Kacy Rodgers. Less than 12 hours later, the news comes out that Tennessee has called Kacy Rodgers. Today, Jason Swain says, I would call both of them. Why not bring them both? And you guys can say I'm crazy. Maybe I am. I think the Al Washington thing is done. I don't think it's going to happen. Kacy Rodgers, different story. Does he want to come back to the college game almost 20 years later? If he does, what would his staff look like? What would his recruiting look like? I think if you're going to bring a guy like Kacy Rodgers back to college football, you better surround him with some elite recruiters, some guys like Rodney Garner. That would be the first person I would reach out to if I was Kacy Rodgers and I got the defensive coordinator position at Tennessee. We'll see how it plays out. The last thing I do want to share with you guys before I do get out of here, and that is this. You know the deal. It's the official merchandise store for Talkin VAWLS. You can pick up the new Mount Rushmore shirt. Also, we've got the coffee mugs and the old school logos. You know the drill. The link is in the description below. We would appreciate any and all support. If you do want the new Mount Rushmore shirt or the coffee mugs, I think they are shipping in 4 or 5 days. That doesn't mean they won't be available again. Just means they have to go through a 2-week print run. So if you want one soon, go ahead and place those orders within the next couple of days. And again, we appreciate any and all support. Don't forget, help me out, smash that thumbs up, stay subscribed to the channel so you do know when we go live. I don't know if we're planning to do a live show once the defensive coordinator is officially in place. I'll have to talk to everybody, see what they want to do, but continue to follow Dauber, JP, and the Indie Kid with the basketball stuff. They do a good job with that. But leave me a comment below. Let me know, what are your thoughts on this defensive coordinator search? I know a lot of people are frustrated with the timing of it, but we don't know. There's not a lot of leaks coming out on Tennessee's side. Is the Al Washington thing done? I already know what the comments are going to say. I know you're going to say it's a done deal. It's over. He's not coming. But what about Kacy Rodgers? What do you think of him coming back to college 20 years later to call plays for the Volunteers? I'll tell you what, Jason Swain knows way more about football than I do. And listening to him talk and build up Kacy Rodgers' resume, I like what I see. We'll see how it plays out. We'll keep you guys updated. But yeah, leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. For the Talkin VAWLS Network, I'm Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
How like we poets sat in our chains, soaking